So we're here. Again. And this time we're talking about something that makes me a lot more angry. Sonic. I'm going to cut straight to the chase. This is going to be a lot different than the first video. I am going to be livid during all of this. They don't have complicated lore. It's not as complicated as Kirby, but it is just infuriating. The games themselves and how they never make sense. But starting off simple with the first 4 games. Sonic 1. Easy concept. Dr. Robotnik, fat man, who cares? He's kidnapping small animals. So a bigger animal, Sonic, who can run fast for who knows why, decides to stop him. He does. End of first game. It's really that simple. If only it stayed that way. And next is not Sonic 2, but instead Sonic CD, since it chronologically takes place before. Sonic travels to a planet called Little Planet, because Dr. Eggman is also there, doing just the same thing he did in Sonic 1. On Little Planet, Sonic meets another hedgehog named Amy, who is captured by a robotic version of himself called Metal Sonic, created by Dr. Eggman, to match Sonic. You'd think that'd be simple, right? You're wrong. Because they travel through time in this game, because that needed to be a thing. It didn't. It didn't help the story in any way possible. Skipping over time travel, since who cares? It doesn't matter at all. I'm already getting upset. Okay, these games don't matter at all, so yeah. Sonic leaves Little Planet, and Amy does what Amy does, and does nothing. Sonic 2. These games don't have plots. I'm really just skimming through these before I can talk about the modern games, because they actually have a plot. Anyway, Sonic 2. Sonic meets up with an orange fox named Tails, who has 2 tails and can fly, because that makes sense. He collects all 7 Chaos Emeralds, can now just go Super Saiyan, with yellow hair and everything.
Hey, let me get a minute. Hey, let me get one too.
Hey, let me hold one.
Yeah, you get that right there. What the dog doing?
Thing, because, again, that needed to be a thing. And stop Dr. Robotnik, who crashed his Death Star onto the floating island in the sky named Angel Island. Coming into contact with the red echidna named Knuckles, who Dr. Robotnik tricked into thinking that Sonic was not a good person. So Knuckles somehow knocks the Chaos Emeralds out of Super Sonic. There is no feasible way that he could do this. The whole point of Super Sonic is that he cannot be stopped. Ever. But whatever. He does this. He steals the Chaos Emeralds, and then Sonic gets them back. That convinces Knuckles that Dr. Robotnik is not what he seems, because, surprise, there's a bigger emerald on Angel Island that's keeping it afloat, called the Master Emerald. It's just the Chaos Emerald. It's just one of the Chaos Emeralds, but it's a lot bigger and stronger. Dr. Robotnik steals it, and Sonic uses it to, and I'm not kidding you here, Hyper Sonic, a white-haired Sonic that is just more powerful than Super Sonic, because that needed to be a thing. Oh wait, it isn't, because it never happens again. Ever. Just, Hypersonic has been erased out of existence. Okay. Last game of the classic series, Mania. It's actually kind of interesting, because it ties in a much later, much more aggravating game we'll get to much later. It starts with classic Sonic running through Green Hill, coming into contact with Dr. Robotnik again, as he has... You know what? No. Not gonna say it. Not gonna say it till we get to the game where it actually means something. It's another gem, but it isn't a Chaos Emerald. It can just... It does whatever. And that's me saying it very lightly. Okay, whatever. Dr. Robotnik uses this gem to basically just win. until the Chaos Emeralds help Sonic stop him. Okay, classic games are over, modern. I'm skimming through this because I'm super pissed. Sonic Adventure 1. Sonic has a new look. He's now taller, he has darker hair, he has green eyes for some reason, because being older now means he changed eye color. Anyway, there's this being of water called Chaos. Chaos, as the name implies, feeds off chaos energy that was radiated out of the Chaos Emeralds. I'm sure that makes sense. I'm sure it does. I really hope it does, because I don't have a good explanation for why this thing exists. The game doesn't really give us a good one either. It's just that, oh yeah, he's a thing, and that's it. Anyway, Knuckles is actually the last member of a whole tribe of echidnas called the Knuckles Clan, apparently. That guarded the Master Emerald, and now it's just him guarding the Master Emerald until he doesn't. Long story short, Chaos gets all 7 Chaos Emeralds and becomes Perfect Chaos, a giant water monster that wreaks havoc on an actual city because there are actual humans in this Sonic game. Why? Who knows? They never show up in any of the previous games. They show up later, but sometimes they don't show up. Sometimes they don't exist. Sometimes they're humans, sometimes they're not humans. Why is it so inconsistent? Why can't there just be humans or not humans? Make a decision. Okay, anyway, Sonic uses the 7 Chaos Emeralds that for some reason Perfect Chaos spat out because he didn't need them, I guess? Either way, he becomes Super Sonic and all's well that ends well except for the giant city that's now flooded. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention, there's like a mural of Super Sonic fighting Perfect Chaos. It's actually very important to the plot because it made the humans partner up with Dr. Robotnik's grandfather, Gerald, to create the ultimate life form Shadow the Hedgehog. Man, I forgot to mention that. Well, now I did. And now we're on to Sonic Adventure 2, where they just kind of ignore the existence of Sonic Adventure 1. Like, it happened. It definitely did. And they definitely reference it, but they just kind of don't tell us what happened after? Whatever. Long story short, Dr. Robotnik releases Shadow, who works with him along with Rouge the Bat, who is an agent for the government. Because, again, these games are so... Why? Anyway, yeah. So the humans are back, and they're more prominent because the government just exists. Along with a different Death Star that Dr. Eggman uses to blow up half the moon with absolutely no consequences.
I come to make an announcement.
Both when it comes to the government and the fact that he blew up half the moon. So something would have happened there. No, nothing happened there. It's normal. It's normal. Anyway, Shadow was friends with a kid 50 years ago who got shot and died, and sent him down to Earth because they were all in space on a space colony. Yeah, I feel like I'm just making up the plot of these games as I go. That's what I feel like happened. They just made these games as they went along with making them. Like, they made the plot of these games as they were making the games themselves. That's what this feels like. That's what this feels like. Like, anyway, the kid got shot and dies. Shadow was found by the government and put in stasis for 50 years until he was released by Gerald. Not Gerald. Ugh. He was released by Ivo. Dr. Ivo Robotnik, Dr. Eggman, who cares? Who cares what his name is? Anyway, Shadow teams up with Sonic to fight the failed Ultimate Lifeform Biohazard, which looks a lot more like Chaos. Eventually teaming up with all the Emeralds to become Super Sonic and Super Shadow. Shadow dies. Shadow falls to Earth and dies after they beat the final hazard. Yeah, so he's gone. Except for the fact that he's not gone. And Dr. Robotnik found him and just put him in a stasis pod. He lost his memories, but he conveniently lost his memories, so he could still be an antagonist to Sonic in Sonic Heroes. Speaking of Sonic Heroes, let's move on to that. Oh my god, this is so much different. Sonic Heroes, Eggman sends a letter to Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, for some reason, who says, "In 3 days, I'll conquer the world," and that they can't stop him. So there's now one group of 3. Except there's not. There's 2 groups of 3. Actually, there's 4 groups of 3. Let's start with the second group of 3, which is Shadow, who was released by Rouge, and a new character, E123 Omega, who is a robot that hates Eggman and wants to kill him. So anyway, they team up. Rouge is looking for treasure because she heard that Eggman has a secret treasure. Shadow just wants to know what is going on, and Omega just wants to kill Eggman. So that's what we got there. There's Amy Rose, who I haven't mentioned at all. Wow. Some Sonic CD. Wow. That's crazy. Anyway, there's Amy, there's Cream the Rabbit, and then there's Big the Cat, who are looking for their lost animals while Amy tracks down Sonic, because it's a good character. And then finally, there is the best team, Team Chaotix. They're a detective agency. They're already a team. They are awesome. There's Vector the Crocodile, Charmy Bee, and Espio the Chameleon. They get a secret walkie-talkie from the actual Eggman. I'll get to that. And basically tell him, hey, go here and I'll pay you. Don't know why. Don't know why they believe him. Especially since Vector being the the smartest character in Sonic history, even smarter than Robotnik, who has an IQ officially stated as 300. Vector immediately knows that it's Dr. Robotnik and not whoever he was trying to pose as. I don't even think he was trying to pose as anyone. Anyway, I mentioned the actual Robotnik. That's because the one they actually fight is just a disguised version of Metal Sonic. Specifically, a new version of Metal Sonic named Neo Metal Sonic. Looks much cooler, and damn it, I wish they used this design more, because it's awesome. It's so much better than regular Metal Sonic, and I hate the fact that they don't use it again outside of the comics, which I love. Okay, no, I won't talk about the comics until that game. What else do I have to go over? Oh, right, yeah. Super Sonic, Super Tails, and Super Knuckles beat Neo Metal Sonic, who actually turns into Metal Overlord. Also looks really cool. Also wish they used the design more. Anyway, Metal Sonic's basically never used again. God damn it. I hate how they treat these characters. Anyway, now time for probably one of my favorite games of this series, Shadow the Hedgehog. It's my favorite for all of the wrong reasons. It's stupid, it's dumb, it's so edgy, it's awesome. I love it. So it starts with Shadow, obviously, who doesn't know his own name. All he knows is that Shadow. He forgets what happened in Heroes for some reason, except he didn't. And he did forget his things about Sonic Adventure 2, which actually makes sense, kind of. Anyway, Satan appears. Satan appears from the sky and pours down aliens or demons, and they destroy the city. The devil comes up to Shadow like, hey, do this for me and I'll uncover your memories. Shadow, for some reason, believes him, even though there's no reason he should. Like, I forget what the exact line is. It's like, if he knows the truth about me, then like it or not, I have to believe him. It's like, what? What? Okay, no. Save it. Save it. Okay, he works with Black Doom, who is the devil, until he comes across, and I can't believe I'm saying this, Shadow androids. Robotic counterparts of Shadow that look exactly like him. This causes him to, understandably, have an identity crisis. Is he the real Shadow? Is he an android? What is he? He's the real Shadow. Yeah, I'm just gonna say right there, he's the real Shadow. Yeah, in the final fight, Dr. Eggman says that he is the real Shadow. He just lost his memory. Yeah, anyway, speaking of the final battle, Black Doom becomes more Satan. He becomes Satan Plus, called Devil Doom. Super Shadow beats him, and yeah, they never use Shadow for anything good again. They all get one game. They all get one game where they're good. And poof, never used again. Okay, what's next? Ah, crap. Now time for one of the most notoriously terrible games that has ever existed in this franchise, Sonic 06. This game actually has a kind of good story concept, but terrible, terrible execution. Okay. And I'm just gonna breeze over this because Sonic 06 never happened. It got erased from existence at the end of the story. I can't believe I'm saying that, and it's not a joke. This is real. Ugh. Okay. Let me start. Mephiles, he's edgy or Shadow. Like, I'm not kidding. He's just Shadow, but the red is colored gray. That is it. That's such a good design. I'm sorry. So basically, he's one of two halves of a super dimensional being called Solaris. The other half is Iblis, a giant gooey lava monster, who's just the incarnation of the sun. Cool. Anyway, he convinces a psychokinetic hedgehog named Silver to kill Sonic for some reason. I don't know why. It's actually just never explained why he wants to kill Sonic. It's not like Sonic stops Iblis from, like, becoming available. That was such bad wording. Sorry. It's not like he stops, like, Solaris from existing. I mean, until he does, but he had no way of knowing that. But, okay. Whatever. Silver believes him like the dumbass he is. And Sonic doesn't die, and instead does die. Yeah, no, this game actually does kill Sonic, but not for long. Until, wow, I have not mentioned a lot of this game. It is huge. Anyway, there's just another human who has a crush on Sonic and kisses his dead body to bring him back to life. Just gonna let that one sink in for a bit. They made a human kiss Sonic's dead body. Why? Okay, no, it makes me mad at the fact that it just feels like it should be illegal. No, it should be illegal. No, never mind. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, a really good song later. Solaris is dead and erased from existence, so Sonic 06 never happened. No, that's honestly for the better. Anyway. Okay. I'm just gonna talk about Sonic Unleashed now. It's way less stressful for me. Okay, anyway. Sonic has all 7 Chaos Emeralds. He goes, tries to stop Eggman, gets the Chaos Emeralds, split out of his body, and then Eggman uses those emeralds to power his not Death Star that splits the Earth into 5 pieces, releasing the force of the Earth. It's called Gaia. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it does. It does, yes. I really wish I could explain this. I really do, but I just can't. I looked on the wiki, that had nothing. No one knows how this thing works. Okay, anyway, there's two guys. There's Light Gaia and there's Dark Gaia. Dark Gaia makes Sonic turn into a werewolf at night. Yeah, just only at night. It's really weird. Either way, Sonic stops it with the help of Light Gaia. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna stop it there. Okay, now for a simple game. Now it's a simple game. Simple time. Sonic Colors. Sonic and Tails hijack a car. No, not a car, a spacecraft to go into space because Eggman built an amusement park in space because he likes amusement parks. And he was capturing these weird little ghost things called wisps. God damn it, I hate how I say it because I can't say it right. The wisps. God damn, that sounds so wrong. Okay, whatever. Anyway, Sonic can use these to go faster and become basically invincible. Anyway, Sonic Colors, they destroy the amusement park and free the wisps. Okay, now the most complicated game here, Sonic Generations. Because it did happen, but then it didn't happen. But then it also did happen. All because of the big game that I've been hinting at this whole time. I'm still gonna, you know what it is, if you know anything about these games. But if you don't worry, we'll get to how awful the game was. Okay. For now, just focus on how Sonic Generations did, but also didn't happen. I think it did happen. Anyway, it's Sonic Generations. Sonic is 15, apparently. I mean, it's probably more since Sonic Heroes is in the past. Anyway, big, shadowy Time Lord grabs all the Sonic characters, including the main man, Vector, and throws them into basically this white void of nostalgia baiting. Green Hill, Chemical Plant, Rooftop Runs, Station Square, City Escape, stuff like that. They run into another Sonic, the Sonic from Sonic 1, 2, CD, 3, Mania, and the version of Tails, and the version of Eggman, and the version of Metal Sonic, except for he's only in one fight. Which sucks because that's the first time we've seen Metal Sonic since Heroes, and he doesn't do anything! Okay. Anyway, turns out the shadowy Time Lord was being controlled by both Eggmen. Yeah, Eggman sounds better. Anyway, Super Sonic and Super Classic Sonic. Yeah, that's a terrible name. Both Super Sonics stopped the Time Lord and trapped the Eggmen, in a white void forever until they didn't. Nope. Okay. Nope. Talk about it when you get the forces. Okay. Sonic Lost World. I'm only covering this for a single character because it doesn't do anything. I'm covering this for the character of Zavik. Read the comics. Read the comics made by IDW. They make Zavik so much cooler than they do in the games. Please do it. There are free sites where you could read all of the issues. There's like 50-something out right now. They're all really good. I can't stress this enough. Read them. Okay, anyway, Zavik is awesome in those comics. He's awful in the game because he's just Bowser. He's just, super serious. Ugh. Okay, yeah. Okay, now it's time for the big one. Now it's time for the game I've been hinting at this whole, however long this recording is. Sonic Forces. Ugh. This game is so terrible. From a lore and a game perspective. Like, okay. I'm just gonna start. Sonic goes to a human city to see not humans because humans don't exist anymore. Surprise! Ugh. Like, okay, yeah, he's not there. Like, there are no humans there. There's a new, edgier villain called Infinite, which, don't worry, we'll get to. We'll get to him. Anyway, he can create copies of everything. He's God, except for when he's not. So he creates illusions of Chaos, Shadow, Zavik, and Metal Sonic. Because Metal Sonic has a plot now? Nope, he doesn't. Because why make a phantom of him instead of the real Sonic? Or instead of the real Metal Sonic? Oh yeah, the IDW books cover that up. Oh yeah. God, this is becoming into me hating Sonic Forces and me loving the Sonic comics. Please read them. I beg you. They're really good. Okay, anyway. Sonic dies, except he doesn't. Eggman takes over the world. Yeah. And Sonic breaks out of prison, fights the Illusion Zavok. For some reason, it's physical? It's physical, except it can also disappear. Anyway, I should probably explain how all this is happening. Infinite. And the other gem I was mentioning in Mania, the Phantom Ruby. Now, I'm just going to be reading straight off the script here, because the script is just straight off of the wiki. It's based on... Okay, this is just a... It's based on virtual reality manipulation. It takes control of people's visual and depth perception to feed false information to the... Wait, what? Oh, okay, no. Perception to feed false information to the brain, creating a new reality for them. It creates virtual projections that have mass, so they're not projections, except they can also be destroyed like projections, so they are projections, but they're not. Ugh. Okay, back to reading the script. Yes, they can... Yes, they have mass, and they can interact with the world like they are not illusions. So they aren't. Anyway, it can create different dimensions, like null space, which is like, it's like a void, but it's really easy to break out of. Like we see Sonic Forces, where Sonic goes in there, and then, I'm not kidding, immediately gets out. Like, there's no grace period where he's stuck there. No, he goes in, he boosts out. That's it. Anyway, yeah, it can also teleport people, because, yeah, I'm reading, this is just straight from the wiki. I can't believe I had to explain this from the wiki, because I played this game so many times when it first came out, because I thought it wasn't terrible. And they explain it like 30 different times. And I still don't understand. I've listened to them explain this thing at least 100 times. And it still doesn't make sense. Anyway, the reason I said Sonic Generations might not be canon is because classic Sonic isn't from the past anymore. He's just not. They explicitly state, oh, this is Sonic from the past. Don't know when from the past, because it's clearly sometime, yeah, it's clearly sometime. Anyway, it's explicitly stated that it is just the modern Sonic, but from the past. This time, they don't do that. He's from another dimension. Again. Why am I saying again? Okay, no. He's from another dimension now. So, Sonic Generations never happened, though I think it still did. It's just that the timeline split after Generations happened. But then I don't know why they just didn't say, oh, he's from another timeline. But, like, no, he isn't. Because Sonic Mania technically takes place after Forces for Classic Sonic. Classic Sonic goes back to his own time, and then Mania happens. In that time. So, like, yes, it's not the same Sonic anymore. It's not the same Classic Sonic anymore. Like, it's just a different Sonic. Okay. I don't care about the plot here. Phantom Ruby go, woo, woo, woo. Phantom Ruby goes, woo, creates a sun. Creates a whole sun to kill everything. Okay. The sun never actually does anything, it crashes. But, yeah, then the Death Egg robot, wow, I have not mentioned the Death Egg robot at all. How? Wow. Okay, anyway, Death Egg robot is like this weird, it's inconsistent with the design. Mostly it's just giant Eggman. Giant Eggman. This time, it's not giant Eggman, it's whatever it is how do I describe? I have like its design in my head, but I have no clue how to describe it. Thank God for game footage. Thank God for game footage. Okay. Anyway, I'm glad I waited. I'm glad I didn't wait to do this until Frontiers came out, since that's not coming out till November. And I really didn't want to push this back that far. Okay, yeah, I've covered basically everything. The emeralds don't exist, like, aren't important anymore. Nothing's important except for what needs to be important for the game. I am beyond pissed right now. I have my Chao in the Chao holder. I wanted this to make me not angry. This isn't making me angry, but everything else is, and it's not helping me it's not helping me be not angry. Anyway, these games make me upset. I just want to talk about the comics, but they aren't canon technically. No, they're canon for me. They're canon to me. Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna talk about them because I wouldn't have good footage to show you because it's just the pictures. I don't want to steal from IDW. I want you to experience how good these are. There are a couple sites that I use. All of them are like not sketch. Like none of them have like been like sketchy for me in any way. Like read the IDW comics, okay? Please do it. Please. Please do it. Okay, I'm done here. I'm done here. I am pissed.
Confirmed that all like the first three take place on a different island that's on Earth.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, Green Hill Zone is literally an uninhabited island.
No, I knew that. I knew Green Hill was an island.
Yeah.
So wait.
Yeah.
But there are actual cities in later Sonic games that don't have humans.
Yeah, I don't think about it too hard.
I do. That's my job. Shut up.